This is a Fox Sports presentation. Hey, the boys of summer have wrapped it up, so now the real hard-hitting action begins. We've got gridiron at its best, not to mention the grudge match of the century. It's all right here, the NFL on Fox. The Panthers go hunting Eagles in Philly. Carolina is at the top of the NFC West, but the Eagles are hot off a fish fryer, and a tie is required on this waters ride. The G-Men and Lions get down in Motown. Last week, Big Blues Brown played large, but Detroit's bragging more than anyone. The Rams and Ravens bash in Baltimore. St. Louis's Parker plays D and TV. Well, Vinny's a red-hot Raven. How about them Niners? They're looking to strike it rich down in Houston. Gutty Mr. Young's tough as nails. But these Oilers grease the curtain. Now in the AFC Central, it's Houston Oilers #1. It's orange and green in the battle of the Bays. Mr. Allstock's not all Tampa's got, because now it's time to fret Mr. Rhett. But this is Lambeau, baby. It's Brett. It's Reggie. It's good luck to the Bucks. Then they're calling it the commotion by the ocean.
This just in. These guys may not like each other.
I think they've got some real deep issues to work on here. Come on, fellas. Just stop it.
I love you, man.
Now, live from Hollywood, the baddest front four in the game today. It's the one and only Fox NFL Sunday.
Week number 9 in the NFL, and what a day we've got in store for you. It's an NFL doubleheader Sunday here on Fox, and our early games feature 4 current division leaders, including the 49ers taking on the surprising Houston Oilers, and we've got the Packers in action at Lambeau Field. And it's all followed by the big one. Jimmy Johnson's Dolphins take on his former team, the Dallas Cowboys, that in Miami. And hello, everyone. I'm James Brown, welcoming you to Fox NFL Sunday. Entering the season, I doubt anyone could have predicted the Carolina Panthers will be sharing first place entering week 9 of the season, although Howie's been high on them, but that's exactly where they are. Today, they face the Eagles in Philadelphia, and calling that game will be our own Kevin Harlan. Good afternoon, Kevin.
Good afternoon, JB. 68 degrees, overcast skies, a simply perfect day for football here at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. Not so perfect, though, for the Eagles on their defensive line. They're without Andy Harmon, who has had a huge impact over the last couple weeks on the defense. He missed the first 5 games with the knees, played the last 2, and you can see they have done a tremendous job in sacking opposing quarterbacks. In fact, Harmon last week against Miami and the Eagle win over the Dolphins had a sack himself. And I'm with Jerry Glanville. And in that game, Jerry, Ty Detmer throws 4 touchdown passes. You talked to Ray Rhodes about this young quarterback.
I asked Ray Rhodes, I said, everybody in the National Football League is worried about Ty's physical stature. Can he take a pounding? 190-pound guy. Can he hang in there? Are you afraid he's going to get injured? And he said, yeah, I'm afraid he's going to get hurt. A lot of people are afraid he's going to get hurt. But the key is Ty's not afraid he's going to get hurt. He has no fear. He'll stand in there. He'll take the pound and he'll throw the football.
We've got a great game here with 2 5-2 teams battling Carolina against Philadelphia. Right now to the Astrodome, another great game where Dick Stockton will call the Houston Oilers against the San Francisco 49ers.
All right, Kevin, thank you very much. And the same thing here, 2 5-2 teams. The 49ers and the Oilers both tied for the lead in their respective divisions. The story always for the Niners, the health of their quarterback. Steve Young will start today. Courageous comeback win over the Bengals last week despite the groin injury. But with Elvis Gerbach out, Jeff Brom becomes the backup, and Gino Torretta re-signed this week as the insurance man. The Oilers are going to miss a big weapon today. Famed kick returner Mel Gray out of action. He will not play. And it's been a heartening story here in Houston. You know, they're a lame duck franchise heading for Nashville in 98. But last week, after the win over the Steelers, head coach Jeff Fisher brought the team out to salute the crowd. 50,000 strong. They're going to be here next year for sure. And we expect 50,000 again today for the game with the 49ers. That's the story here. Let's go to Green Bay right now. And Tom Brenneman.
Dick, thank you very much. The Green Bay Packers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers today. And for the Bucs, their star running back Eric Rhett returns after a 93-day holdout. But why has he waited so long?
Because I guess we were just sitting around just waiting on who was going to give in first. And finally, it got to where they wasn't going to give in, and we wasn't going to give in either. But, I just said, well, I'm just going to go play football. That's what I do best.
Meanwhile, for the Packers, they're fired up about the return of longtime left tackle Ken Rutgers. How much he plays today remains to be seen. What they do know in Green Bay, they think they have the best team in the NFL. The Packers are going to the Super Bowl. And let's go to Kenny Albert.
Thanks very much, Tom Brenneman. A pair of 2 and 5 teams here in Baltimore, the Rams and the Ravens. And for the Baltimore Ravens, their starting left guard, first-round draft pick, Jonathan Ogden, missed a day of practice with a sore knee. He's wearing the brace today, but he will start, as will a pair of defensive keys for Baltimore, Mike Caldwell, linebacker, and free safety Eric Turner, as they should definitely help a Ravens defense that has allowed 39 points a game over the last 3 weeks. Now, as far as the Rams are concerned, they are also 2 and 5. Coach Rich Brooks said this week was their best week of practice all season long. From Baltimore, let's head to Detroit and Mike Breen.
Thank you, Kenny Albert. Lions with a 10-game home winning streak as they host the Giants this afternoon. Now, Halloween may be a few days away, but for the Giant defense, the nightmares could begin early. Today, they face the best core of wide receivers in the NFL, and they have to do it without their finest defender, Felipe Sparks, their cornerback. He was scheduled to be all over Herman Moore, but he will not play. 2 guys have to step it up. Jason Sehorn and Conrad Hamilton have to have big games. It's going to be a real tough test for the Giant defense. The question is, will it be trick or treat? James Brown, hope you have the candy ready for the kids this week.
All right, Mike, according to Ronnie, Howie, and Terry, it has to be non-fat. And, folks, don't forget, today's a Fox NFL doubleheader. And coming up later today, it's Jimmy Johnson going against his former team, the Dolphins, hosting the Dallas Cowboys. All right here on Fox, 4 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Pacific. All right, folks, time for a break. But first, here's a look at what else is on tap for today's show.
Today on the one and only Fox, NFL Sunday.
Last week, Steve Young reached into the depths that only true champions possess. Matt Millen takes a look at playing in pain, while at the same time, fighting for the starting job.
Getting ready to face the San Francisco 49ers, Chris Chandler and his Houston Oilers are tied for first place in the AFC Central. But Chandler might not get too much encouragement today from his father-in-law. He's the former 49er great, John Brody. Halloween look indeed as we welcome you back to Fox NFL Sunday. It's the 5-2 San Francisco 49ers facing one of the more surprising teams this season, the 5-2 Oilers in Houston. Now, the big story in this game, Steve Young and how he's playing through the pain of his injured groin. And for more on that story, let's bring in Matt Millen, whom I understand also, according to his team doctor back then, who had a very good aim, complimented you on being able to play with pain as well.
Oh, yeah, my groin, he hit it right above the kneecap. I thought it was supposed to be osmosis. Howie will fill you in and all that. You know, it's no news about Steve Young and that injury and that groin, and everybody's talked about it. You know, a few weeks ago when we had them against St. Louis, he had a tough time even stepping and throwing. But, you know, to this point now, he's gotten better. He's gotten better to the point where it only hurts him with quick movement and then slowing down. Now, last week in that game, you can see when he starts to decelerate, that's when he starts to have problems. Now, here's the reality of the NFL. The bottom line is this. You got a young quarterback behind you who wants your job. You're 35 years old. You're starting to feel your age. And guess what? They need you. So all of a sudden, hey, you're really healthy. Now, today, he's going against a really good young Houston Oilers team. I think the best young team in all of football. People don't even know about it. Jeff Fisher is outstanding. He's a great studier. He knows this team. He studied this game plan, the Indianapolis Colts, and that's what you're going to see a lot of today. They give him a lot of pressure. They're going to go after him. They want to hit him early. JB, Howie, Terry, Ronnie, all those guys in there. You know, you've been there. Whacking a guy early makes a big difference. That's going to be the key to this game.
All right, Matt, thank you very much. As a matter of fact, speaking about those surprising teams, you think this could be the most competitive matchup today with the nastiest action being in the trenches?
Yeah, I think it's going to be war inside. And according to San Francisco, they feel the key to the game is to play their 2 defensive tackles versus that offensive line. This is one of the few weeks where you see the San Francisco front does not have a clear advantage over the offensive line. George runs a lot behind Hopkins and Matthews and Donnelly, Stepnoski. They play exceptionally well. But another key is the 2 inside linebackers. How well will Norton and Plummer play? I'll tell you who they need today. They need Matt Millen filling the hole on first down.
That's right. They do need Matt Millen. I think one of the things that you will see today is that Jeff Fisher, being the defensive coordinator, which he wanted a couple years ago. He didn't get the job when he was the defensive back coach of the 49ers. That really hurt him. I think he's got revenge today. He wants to go out and beat these guys really bad to show the 49ers that he can coach.
Well, Ronnie, one thing is for sure. When Houston beat Pittsburgh last week, the greatest thing they got from that was confidence. They believe they can play and beat anyone. Second thing is that you will see today, if they do have a great offensive day, Jeff George, tons of draws. They'll go 3 wide receivers to one side. Tons of screens. Why? Because man-to-man coverage. Eddie George. Tons of man-to-man coverage by the 49ers. They'll isolate their back on George. They can block that guy that covered. And if there is a key to the 2-minute drill, Jerry Rome's on the sideline. He has an extra 15 seconds to talk to Chandler in his ear and give him the play and the coverage while he's going.
He's got that $30 million contract.
Jerry Rome could be a head coach in this league.
Wow, he talked about you. He's all on top of it today. The computer's working overtime, huh?
Yeah.
All right, folks.
I chipped in early.
Oh, no pun intended. All right, folks. Later.